I know for sure. But does she really wanna? But can't stand to see me walk out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking to us together, 'cause we don't know how. You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it if there's nothing at all. We've been together, oh, we've been together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. It's what they say. Then what makes, then what makes, then what makes, then what makes, then what makes love exception. So why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, What's up, cuties? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys for joining me for this late night power hour. Ooh, child. Doing overtime. We just left Pink Table Topics. Excellent live, sis. I really, really enjoyed it. Such a deep, deep conversation and discussion. And if you guys are not subscribed to Pink Table Topics, she's in here under Pink Diva right now, child. But make sure to subscribe to our channel. Aunt Debbie. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Hello, hello. Bravo. It's looking like a members only live, child. All these colors I see is looking like a members only. Hey, Squabbies. Real talk with Grace and all right, cuties. I don't know what happened. I clicked something. I know. I'm sorry. It was the Wi-Fi, Teresa. It just took me completely out. And I'm looking at my Google Chrome, and that was out as well. So I don't know. It's a little windy tonight, but I'm back. I'm back. If you guys can hear me okay, put a 1 in the chat. 111 for me, please. Hey, Miss J. Okay. Well, I see a 2. Bravo. Okay, 111. Hey, Lois. All right, I see you guys. Oh, child. Let me close this whole Google Chrome. I'm going to close that completely and make sure we just over here. But I was saying the real talk with Grace and Mercy that she was spot on, as I knew she would be. So excellent, excellent again. Hey, Z Frenchie. Okay, guys, we just gonna get right on into the mess. We're going to get right on into the mess. Please make sure to hit the like button on your way in. We have 213 people. You guys are some late nights like myself, even though it's only 7:30 my time. But hit the like button on your way in. Shout out to the replay gang yang in advance. And yeah, I'm going to get into the mess. Now, my title says Carlos King. You heard the exact same story from Laura Govan's experience as Melody's, didn't you? Because I did. I did. But before I get to that, I'm gonna play the audio from Carlos's video. And OMG, I could not believe it. So before we even get to that, you guys let me know if you watched. If you watched that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But first I want to go over what he had to say. Okay, Miss J. What he had to say when it comes to these fans. So he changed his tune, and I'm wondering why. So I'm gonna play the audio from that. We'll stop, play. I have a couple Bluetooths over here because I want to make sure that you guys can hear it. But Carlos had his messy Mondays yesterday, and I'm on a desktop. Look at her messy behind. I am on a desktop, sis. This may be an Android desktop now that I think about it, child. Let me go ahead and get me a MacBook or something for Christmas. Okay. All right. I figured you guys didn't. So I'll bring you guys, sister, mom, granny, what's going on. Let's take a listen to what Carlos had to say when it comes to Dr. Heavenly. I ain't thinking about Pink Diva. And her big decision. Her big decision to leave Messy Mondays, even though we know she had already said she was leaving, child. Carlos say they got proof. But I think something went down at the reunion. I'll get into that in a minute. So let's take a listen to what Carlos had to say as far as Dr. Heavenly's experience. All right, let's go. And while we're doing that, which one do I want to put up? We'll go ahead and put this one up, child. Seems like to me he trying to lean on back into that. Or is he? So let's take a listen. I think I got it queued up perfectly. I'm going to pause and stop, but here we go. Hey, Carla.
See. We'll see. Anything can happen. But as of now, I definitely don't see myself having kids, just like I don't see myself getting married. Okay, speaking of married, let's talk about Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine. Okay? After this, I'm going to bring on my special guest. Okay? So we can talk about Potomac. Okay, so but y'all, make sure y'all watch me and Marcel. It's called Reality with the King, Huntsville Edition. Check your DVRs. Check the OWN app. You don't want to miss that one. Okay. Let's address me and Dr. Heavenly. Okay. As you all know, Messy Mondays was started a year ago out of me calling Dr. Heavenly and said, hey, let's recap Married to Medicine together. Like, you and I are friends in real life, and I have this amazing platform. The Raindrops love my recaps, but I think it'll be dope if you and I are able to do it together as we recap Married to Medicine. She said yes instantly, and then we did it instantly. She and I had no idea that what started out being fun, called Messy Monday, was going to be a big hit. We had no idea. To the point where when I get stopped by the Raindrops, y'all mention how much I love Heavenly and Messy Monday. Messy Monday with me and Heavenly took a life on its own. It became bigger than what she and I anticipated. The goal was for us to only talk about Married to Medicine, because y'all know I've always said that Married to Medicine is the best show on Bravo. I've always said that.
So that's something that I did not know. Right, the Drizzles, child. But I didn't know that their goal started off with them talking about Married to Medicine. And if that's the case, can't Heavenly still do Messy Mondays with Carlos? Married to Medicine is coming back on. So I think it's something else going on. Let's continue.
Right? And in this platform that I have, I will always talk about shows that I like, but I will also do my due diligence by making sure that when there's a black ensemble show, I'm going to make sure y'all know about it so y'all can watch it along with me. And I wanted to get Married to Medicine its just due. So I said, look, the Raindrops are loyal. I want them to also watch Married to Medicine. And the ratings went up. I'm not saying me and Heavenly are responsible for the ratings. I'm not going to get into that conversation because that has nothing to do with me. Okay? The ratings did go up last season, and y'all can debate on why. All I will say is me and Heavenly talked about Married to Medicine, and we went viral every week.
Did they?
Every week.
Did they go viral every week? I promise I'm not hating, but I don't know about viral. I don't know. Maybe they did. Let's continue. Let's continue, child. Thanks, Karen. Thank you for putting that in here. But that's not why she say she left Messy Mondays. We'll continue.
Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, Jasmine Brand. We went viral. It became big. So then when Married to Medicine was ending, we were like, oh, they love us. Let's continue doing this. Let's recap Potomac. We did Potomac. And then I said, oh my gosh, Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back. You watch the show. You know some of the cast members. Let's do that. And then we started to recap we started to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville. We even had Trisha, Ken, and Marquez on. I had no idea my husband cast members were watching it, which is...
I'm going to pause right there. Interesting that he mentioned them having Trish, Ken, and Marquez. Because we know the reason why Heavenly said that she was leaving initially Messy Mondays was because of those three. So, come on now, Carlos, say it all.
So we started doing it because we wanted to make sure we were able to feed you guys the content because we love doing it. And she and I love doing it. I'm only addressing this because Dr. Heavenly mentioned it in an interview. And y'all...
Don't forget Funky Dineva did as well. So let's pay attention. We had Funky Dineva first, Heavenly second, now Carlos. Let's continue.
Were tagging me, and I wanted to address it because she talked about it. Because one thing about me, I'm not going to tell somebody else's story, okay? And that's just that. So Dr. Heavenly did mention that she loves me and I love her. So for the record, again, Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly did not fall out. We are still friends and we still talk, okay? What Dr. Heavenly mentioned in her interview with the amazing journalists who interview her, because they asked some really good questions. And shout out to the guy. His name is I can't think of his name right now. But the guy asked a great question. He's a great journalist. And he's like, what happened to Messy Monday? We loved it. Da, da, da. And she mentioned that some of the Love and Marriage Huntsville fans were taking it too far, and they were calling her job, and she had to remove herself from it.
All right. So I'm still going to continue, but my question will always remain, how do you guys know for sure that they were Love and Marriage Huntsville fans? Is it not possible that they weren't Love and Marriage Huntsville fans, or they were actual haters? I still don't know. And I'm just curious. Again, I would love a recording just to hear what was said. I'm a Love and Marriage Huntsville fan. I don't get that. But let's continue.
And what she said is true. And I want to be able to vouch for what she said. Okay?
Saying it is not, saying it, you're vouching for it. But again, where is the proof? And Carlos, you're crazy. This is crazy to me. I don't know about you guys. This man is on his platform talking negatively about one of his own shows, drawing more attention to it. And if you're going to bring down your own show talking about fans, I wouldn't do it, first of all, because again, you're the creator. But if you are going to do it, come out here with some proof. We still haven't seen proof from 3 different people so far. Let's go.
Listen, Love and Marriage Huntsville is my baby. I created it. It's the #1 show on OWN. It has been one of the greatest pleasures of my life. I love this show. I'm still a fan of this show. It's the cast and the crew and everybody involved makes this show great. When it comes to some, okay, we're gonna have a real conversation. When it comes to some of the people who watch the show, and I'm not gonna say fans, because when you're a fan of the show, you don't do anything to disrupt it. You can have your comments. We all do. I have my comments about other people's shows too. But there are a certain number of people who do watch the show and they feel the need to take it too far in people's lives instead of watching the show, having an opinion, and going to bed. Right?
Now I'm gonna pause right there because, and you guys know, and I'm standing on this period. I don't think that, and I'm not saying that anybody has done it. Millimeters, raindrops, name a particular group of people, period. But I don't believe in calling folks jobs, businesses, agencies or anything like that. That's about the only part I agree with Carlos about. But let's continue.
When I watch Potomac, I tell y'all about it, and I go to bed. I go to work the next day. I keep it pushing. I don't call Giselle's house and try to read her. I don't call Dr. Wendy's job and try to read her. You know what I'm saying? When I recap Atlanta Housewives, I wasn't calling Dish Nation trying to read Portia, child.
Okay, I'm gonna pause, and I just want to insert this. A couple people brought it up, but we know it happened. A lot of us used to watch Funky Dineva way back in the day from My Hair Is Laid Like. And yeah, it's the audacity for me because Funky Dineva pulled up to Shari Whitfield. At that time, it was just a dirt mound. But that was on the same lines, if you ask me, of what they're accusing. That man pulled up to the where she was having her home built. So much so where she was going to sue him. So that's what I didn't get when it comes to Funky Dineva. How soon they forget. But let's continue.
Said what I said. I kept it moving, and life goes on. Unfortunately, there is a dark side to some of the people who watch these shows. Okay? And they're not a large amount of people. They're large in terms of the amount of time they have to disrupt people, but they're not large in numbers. I would say.
So you're definitely not talking about the millimeters, male supporters, or whatever, because they're large in numbers. Let's continue.
The most is 10 people, child, and that's what it is. but it feels like a
even that's weird though. He said at the most it's about 10 people. How do you know it's 10 people? I don't get that.
lot of people who feel the need to call people's jobs or call advertisers or brands and businesses they're affiliated with to try to get them fired or just disrupt them. And that's what happened to Dr. Heavenly. Okay. Dr. Heavenly was being Dr. Heavenly, funny, and she was giving her opinions about stuff. And she called me one day and said, I'm not going to tell you everything she said. But she did call me and say, there's people calling my job and this is too much. And not only are people calling my job, you know, we interviewed some of your cast members and I'm hearing they're having beef and they're calling me. And she said, Carlos, this is too much for me.
Okay. So I wanted to stop it right there because she said, he said, she said, well, he said, you know, we interviewed cast members and they got beef and this is too much. That's where this was supposed to stop for me because that's what Heavenly said. So, again, that was 2 months ago. However long ago, Trish Marquez and Ken was there, and she was visibly shaken the next morning when she went live. But let's continue. Let's continue. Hit the like button.
It's becoming too much. And I respected what she was going through and how she was feeling. And we made the decision to take a break from Messy Monday because I care about her mental health like I do my cast, like I do anybody. When you come to me with a problem, I always try to solve it or resolve it, right? She came to me and said, us recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville was affecting her. And Dr. Heavenly, as you know, can take anything. And I never seen her talk this way.
Pause again. Pause again. She went to him and said, us recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville is affecting her. Sometimes the truth just seeps on out because that's what she said when she came out initially. But let's continue. Let's continue.
And we decided to finish out the first half of Huntsville. And I said, once that's done, then we're good. Okay?
Once that's done, we're good. After she said it was affecting her, remember, we thought Heavenly wasn't going to be on Messy Mondays that following Monday. I don't think they came on that following Monday, but maybe the Monday after, and she was back. They agreed to finish out the season. So again, her decision to leave was already made. If her decision was already made, when did it come in that she was receiving these phone calls and all of that, and then she decided again? It's not lining up with what he just said. But let's continue.
Have to deal with me anymore. And that's what happened. That's honestly what happened. What I don't want to happen is this to be a situation that continues to happen. I can't control what people do. And I also want to say this. You should not place blame on anybody for other people's behaviors. Okay? People are grown. Don't blame any of my cast members for other people's behavior. People are grown. Okay? When the insurrectionists stormed the Capitol on January 6th, they went to jail. And the person they were trying to whatever they were doing, but people were blaming the former president. At the end of the day, whether y'all think he has something to do, whatever, he didn't go to jail. The people who stormed the Capitol did, because you have to be responsible for your own actions. Y'all should never, ever blame any human being for what other people are doing.
Okay. That's where there's been a shift for me, and I'll finish out what he has to say. But he's changed a bit. because we've heard right over there, um, them trying to blame Mel for her fans. And I've always said Mel can't control people, and she can't. So I think when I said I believe something happened at the reunion, I believe, I really, really believe there was a discussion about this very subject, male controlling the fans. And it's odd to me that he's changed that now. Let's continue. And then we're going to get into the whole Laura Govan. Because, yeah, Carlos, I'm giving you a big, big side eye.
Don't blame my cast members for the behavior of other people. These people are grown. And if you do something like that, you are disgusting. It's disgusting to sit up here and watch a show and take it so far as to call people's place of employment, harassing them, trying to get them fired, trying to get them removed off billings. That's not okay. And that shit has to stop.
No child.
If any of my raindrops would ever do anything like that, or anything I'm associated with, you guys need to stop. I don't play that with anybody in my life. Okay? My raindrops like to throw shade and keep it pushing. And the gag is they throw it at me. But if my raindrop did something, I'm not responsible for what my raindrops do at all. So we have to hold people accountable who are actually doing these disgusting things. And you guys are crossing the line. And in order for Dr. Heavenly to protect her mental health, that was a piece of it. And she decided to walk away from it for the time being. And I wanted to address it tonight. She did not lie. That's the honest truth. And the reason why I never shared it is because I'm not going to tell other people's business. That's her story to tell. But what she did say is true. And I need for you guys to understand that karma is real. Look at the insurrectionists. Storm the Capitol, threatening people, and their asses are in jail. I denounce it. And I won't stand for it. You're not a fan of the show to do that. You're not a fan of people when you do shit like that. It's disgusting, it's deplorable, and it needs to stop.
All right, so I'm gonna stop that right there. And as you guys heard, he said he denounces it. I do too, honestly. And for anybody that's over here or whatever, I've never seen anybody over here even mention doing things like that. It's never that serious, but I'm not putting the blame on anybody that's over here because again, we don't know who did this. Even him saying if his raindrops do it, people that do stuff like that do not announce who they are. And if they're announcing who they are, it's a setup. They may not be who they're saying that they are. That's just how I feel. You would have to be crazy. You would have to be crazy again to call and say I'm a millimeter Dr. Heavenly and F you and you this and you that. No. But can I see others doing it? Possibly. But when it comes to denouncing Carlos, people that, act out in crazy manners and do things and all of that, that's what a lot of people have a problem with because you've never, ever, ever done it when it comes to Martell. So either you're going to denounce crazy or you're not. But as long as you continue to employ him, put a check in his pocket and look at everything that he does as not being the truth, that's what a lot of people got a problem with. If you're not down for behavior that crosses the line, as you say, then yeah, you would not support the man that you continue to have on your show. And speaking of that man, again, this interview that Carlos had with Laura Govan or Govan, whatever, from Basketball Wives was unbelievable when it got to the part of her talking about her ex. She wasn't ever married to him, Gilbert Arenas, NBA player. I'm going to tell you guys what she said first, and then I'm going to let you guys listen to this because had I not been looking at the screen and, just didn't know the voice or whatever, you couldn't pay me to think that she wasn't talking about Martell Hope. Damn near everything she said, not damn near, everything that she said, Mel has experienced. And this woman is talking to, again, Carlos King, who continues to allow Martell to stay on this show and get away with and do what she said. So I'm going to cue that up. You guys, make sure you hit like for me. 641 of you guys joining me right now. Thank you so very much. Hit the like button for me. But I got to switch Bluetooths because I got this queued up on my iPad. Let's take a listen. Matter of fact, I said before I even let you guys listen, I'm going to say what she said. He asked her, about Gilbert Arenas and, if how are they or do they still talk or whatever. She said no, because he uses the children against her. He directly uses the children to get at her. That's Martell. She said that he attacks her motherhood. That's Martell. She said that he keeps suing her and taking her to courts. That's Martell. She said that every time they go to court, Gilbert comes out and say, he won, he won, he won. That's Martell. She said he would go to court and pull out tapes in court and say, look, she's sleeping with this guy. Sleeping with this guy. That's Martell. Then she said they keep going to court because of him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's believable because just like you just said, Jenny B, it's a lot of Martell narcs out here, period. But again, we're talking to the man that just said and will continue to say, I created this show. I created this show. We talking to the man that in this scene, I got your back. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to cover you. And he looked at Laura, to me, with a little sympathy and empathy. And again, he can't have that, in my opinion, as long as he employs Martell. So let's take a look. This one should be, let's see. Okay, yeah, let's take a listen. Let me put this back up on the screen. Let's take a listen so you guys could hear for yourself.
Big boxes. We shot on iPhone.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember.
It's worse than that?
Oh my God.
Why?
Because now he uses the children. Because now now he knows how to manipulate it because he can't directly bother me, right? So
you guys hear that? Talking to Carlos King out of her own mouth, he manipulates the situation because he knows he can no longer bother me. Is that not Mel? Martell can't touch Mel anymore, but what is he going to do? Use the children. Let's continue.
He knows how much I love my children. But here's the thing he also knows is that I love my children more than I hate him. So he attacks the motherhood side of it.
He attacks the motherhood side of it. Keep listening. Martell Hope, baby.
He's just done a lot. He's done a lot. The devil is busy at work. And I fight it every day. And
She said the devil is busy at work and she fights it every day. And people wonder why we still come out here and talk about what's going on with Mel and Martell and all of that, because the devil is busy and she got to fight it every day. If Laura had a support group, guess what? They would be saying the same thing. But let's continue.
So bad that I had to tell his new fiance, who I like, to tell him to stop talking about me.
On his podcast?
Stop talking about me on your podcast, in the shower, at church, at the picnics, at the dinners, at the movies, in the car. Just be quiet. Just leave me alone. And the one thing I have told my children is we have to get him out of our house. So we don't talk about him. There's nothing to talk about. And now it's our son. Let's talk about our son, who's a mega basketball player.
Yeah.
Right? In his own right.
Right.
I want him to have his own name. I don't want him to be, yes, you'll always be the son of Gilbert Arenas. I've never.
Okay, I'm going to pause that right there, guys, because the other part, when it comes to court and all of that, let me look at this transcript. Answers to that. Hold on, because she went into another little part. I think it's 4358. Hold on. Yeah, let's go to 4352. Give me 1 second. Because this was similar to Mel. She left with nothing. Gilbert wouldn't let her take anything. And that is the same doggone conversation. Same situation that happened with Mel and Martell. Let's take a listen to this part.
And he trains them, even with Elijah. And the thing that I see that is sad for me to watch, he loves it. He loves his father. That's not the sad part. That he loves his father, but the sad part is now you love him now. That as a mom, as a mama bear, as a woman that was with you for a really long time, that bothers me. When you know what's so crazy about that day that we packed and I packed up all my shit? Do you know we slept in the car for 2 days?
You never told me that. What?
We were in the car for 2 days. I did not call not one person. I could call anybody to get off a hotel, stay in somebody's house with my 4 kids. And I was like, nope. You know what I kept saying to myself? I got myself in this mess. I'm going to get me and my babies out of it. So you know what I did?
Smart cookie. Nobody said, nobody, that Laura is Mel. So read the title line again.
I took all the little CDs. I put them in the player. They were watching Tom Hanks all night, John Candy movies, and we drove around. I had $271. He left me with, and that's what I had. And we had 4 trash bags, and that's all he would let the officer. That's all he let me take.
I remember that part.
Yeah, and then he since had given me like an ultimatum. You come back, everything will be great. Bitch, I vowed that day that I would never sleep with him, go back to him, nothing. It was over. Because how can you? I knew that there was a checkout. He not even he and I definitely had checked out because we were the fight couple, right? Like we loved to fight and then we fuck. Like it was our thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept us together for a really long time. But one day I just grew up, Carlos. And I looked at him and I was like, damn, you're ugly. Ugh. Not even as.
Okay, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up to one other part and then we'll have a discussion. I know it's late. Click the like button for me, guys. Let's go to this part right here. This is where she's talking about court. Where am I? 4820.
We at?
Okay.
I've worked all my life.
Take a
Bring it
listen.
on. So I found the things that worked. But then it's like, here I am having motherhood. And then I got this over here trying to, he was suing me and taking me to court. And let me clear up the court.
Please.
Because he's always saying how,
Suing her and taking her to court.
oh, she takes me to court. She lost. She lost. That is not how that works, right? That's not how our situation worked. Here's how that would work. We would go so long in the court. This man would take out tapes and be like, "Look, you were sleeping with you." Sit down, Clyde.
You guys hear that? Now, what just happened a couple weeks ago? Martell went down to that courthouse talking about Mel sleeping with the bodyguard and he rubbing her feet and all of that. It is deep, Mixie. It's deep. And it's, a lot of women have gone through this when it comes to men. But again, she's telling damn near the exact story of an experience with her ex that Mel has been telling. And Carlos is looking at her in shock and like again sympathy and empathy, and we ain't seen that on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's continue.
We would have to carry it the next day or whatever day it was that they gave us. So we were in court a lot solely because our time ran out in the courtroom of the day that we had scheduled. So it wasn't like we were just going. Like, we were, but it was only because you talk so much. Like, be quiet. And state facts. Just state facts. And then on top of that, here's my thing with child support. I've never been a girl who.
Okay, so she get into talking about child support. We know that Mel had grace when it comes to Martell and didn't even take him for child support. But can you guys believe what you heard? Again, Laura said he uses the children against her. He attacks her motherhood. He's the one that keeps taking her to court. He took her to court. After court, once they continue these motions from being involved in the system month after month, year after year. Yeah, it's not like you won. Damn, number one, they just getting tired of seeing your damn face. But Gilbert will come out and say, she lost, I won. She lost, I won. And then to hear her say, this is why I really wanted to talk about it. To hear her say that man will go to court and pull out tapes and say she's sleeping with so-and-so. We just a couple weeks ago know that that's what Martell did when it comes to court. Now, since Mel left him and divorced him, that's when he came up with all this she cheating on me stuff. That was after she left this man, divorced this man. And that ain't cheating if she was with another man. But they did the same thing, went to court. And then she did say they kept going to court because of him. And we know that Mel got to keep going to court because of Martell Hope. But I was still confused because, like I said, she's telling this story to Carlos King. And see, had Carlos made a decision long time ago when he should have, when it comes to Martell Holt, Carlos would have been able to tell her, you know what? One of my cast members on my number one show that I created went through that same exact thing. But he would never. He would never. That tripped me out. And I think, because I always wonder, do Carlos, nobody can control Martell's actions, but Carlos can control his pocketbook. Carlos can control his contract. You know what I'm saying? So he's not responsible for what Martell has done, but he could have changed it where it could have been a little bit more peaceful. A little bit more peaceful for Melody Shari. So, that's what I don't like, Him saying that he denounces people that acts out in manners, and then again, it's not what you're living, it's not what you're showing. Yes, Fishnet, she said that in the interview. So a lot of people, I didn't think they were married, but she had a whole gang of kids by him. I think about 5 kids. But she said that the reason why she let it go on back then is because common law wife or whatever. I guess because they had been together. Let's see. Sonny said, I'm really not a Laura Govan fan. Gilbert Arenas is trash. He is. You said, I do have empathy for the financial abuse tactics he uses against her. He uses the power of his money to control and hurt. And does. And have. I've never been a fan of hers. And I didn't even finish watching the whole interview. I think I'm about 50 minutes in or so. Parts of this, based on what she experienced with Shawnee and Evelyn and all of that, I felt her on that. And then yeah, how could you not have empathy for a woman that went through what she went through? You know, is I could never not have empathy when I know I have come out here and used my voice as far as what we know that Mel has gone through. But it's Carlos King that will sit there and just listen and listen. And, you know, I would have loved to have heard him say, I got a cast member, everything that you just said, everything she's gone through, you know? So, but let me read a couple comments. Anybody, is Gigi in here? I didn't see Gigi tonight. Yeah, Shari. Look, from what they said, I saw who was that? Smart Cookie, I think it was, that said that she allegedly slept with Shaq you know, while he was married to Shawnee. Well, the way Carlos and her were talking tonight, it's like she took the blame for that and it was really her sister Gloria. So I don't know. But you know, them Govan girls, ooh child. Definitely not two of my faves at all. Very, very exhausting. Yes, DeSarah. Yes. So yes, in no way am I saying Mel and Laura, anybody in their right mind know Mel and Laura are two different types of women, two different moral compasses and characters and all of that. But when it comes to what she said tonight, as far as what she experienced, again, you would have thought she was talking about Martell Holt. Spot on, spot on. Besides the child support. So yeah, we were talking about Grace over there at Pink Table Topics, and we know that Mel did extend Grace to Martell because she knew his ass. I would have took him to child support, baby, and I wouldn't care if he had to. I don't care what happened. Whatever income you got coming in, my kid's getting some of that, whether I need it or not. But she extended Grace to him, you know. And I think that she knew that he wouldn't be able to pay. She knew that he probably would end up in jail. And again, she had grace for him. Grace. Let's see. This interview is just another sign to CK to wake up and see what God is trying to tell him. Excuse me. Although we knew it, CK is less experienced in life. Hopefully, we will recognize all the signs. Hopefully, he will recognize all the signs being shown. That was a clear sign. That was a clear sign. So yeah, stop coming out here talking about your number one show and this, that, and all of that if you really not gonna tackle these issues. And my main issue is under no circumstances should a man that was arrested and convicted of DV, third harassing communication, still be allowed to be on that show. You cannot. in my opinion, continue to try to act like this is what it is. So, with him, though, guys, pointing the blame on fans, he did not say mellometers. He also said you cannot blame Mel. That makes me think that there was a hot discussion, and I'm sure Mel probably let loose at that reunion. They tried to make it a whole storyline. We heard it 5-6 times during the first half of the season. You know what I mean? We heard it on the recaps with he and Heavenly and all of that. I find it odd that he's changed his tune when it comes to just saying fans and it's only about 10 people and, you can't blame her. That's not what was said before. Let's see. Couple more comments, guys. I know it's late, so we're going to take about 10 more minutes. Let me read some comments. Oh, I had some starred. Let me start Sister Mom Granny. CK can't feel sad for Laura without having empathy for Melody, but that hate, jealousy runs deep for Melody. Look, how could you feel sad for her? And he was sitting there looking sad. And we haven't seen that, really, with Mel. We haven't seen it addressed in the way that it should have. Everything that she's going through, going to court back and forth with him, nothing. Will we see it on the reunion? Put a 1 in the chat if you think we're going to see it on the reunion, guys. Karen, you said, I thought Bravo put brakes on Elaine talking about Married to Medicine. You know what, Karen? She didn't come out and exactly say that. She said Daddy told her to stop. So I think that Heavenly forgets a lot of stuff that she said. And yeah, those castmates of Married to Medicine were very upset. All of them. And that was before, any discussion that she had with Carlos King. That's when she was on her own YouTube channel. And again, some of those people could have been mad at Heavenly. Now, Heavenly said they covering Love in Mayor Huntsville because he has so much to say about Married to Medicine. I remember that as well. I'm catching all this slack about my show. We're going to start talking about yours. I remember. E-Boogie. Gloria said, why did everyone start naming their fan bases after Mel got the mellometers? Yeah, child, they got the raindrops, the boopies, T-Squad, mellometer, storm chasers, child. Yeah. Bravo, you said Bravo probably told Heavenly to stop talking about the show. My gosh, his head is so full of it. Yeah, that's when he was saying that, the ratings increased. And like somebody else said, but his started going down. Why? Carlos, you may need to look at that. If you're trying to say Married to Medicine ratings increase when you and Heavenly were doing the ratings, Messy Monday, why did Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings drop? Maybe they don't want the creator giving his thoughts. Then the creator gonna do reality with the king. Then the creator gonna do the reunion. Oh my God, it's too much. Irene said Heavenly has a lot of fans of Married to Medicine that don't like her. Heavenly has had people not liking her for years. Carlos is lying, and she did Married to Medicine until they told Elaine to hush when she was dragging that new chick, Sweet Tea. Then it was male drag season every Monday. Stop lying. He didn't create anything. Yeah, what they said about Sweet Tea was so hurtful. You know what I mean? They joked about it. They laughed. Carlos said something about a dead egg or something. I don't know what he said. Disgusting. And people could have been upset about that. And those people could have called Heavenly's place a business. I don't know. I could have been a fan from, it could have been a fan from Married to Medicine. Yeah. Carlos is lying. People in Atlanta, Georgia was complaining about Dr. Heavenly when she was talking about Sweet Tea not having a heart. Well, when she was talking about Sweet Tea having a hard time having children. Carlos is lying, trying to put it on the mellometers. Well, you see now, London, though, he said he didn't name a group. He said his fans. CK can't feel sad. Okay, I read this one. So yeah, I'm gonna read a couple more comments, but I really wanted to bring you guys that because it's the audacity for me, for you to sit there silent, looking sad at what she said, and damn near verbatim. Verbatim. I'm gonna read it again before I get out of here. Damn near verbatim. Laura said Gilbert uses the children because he can't directly use her anymore. Martell. She said that he attacks her motherhood. Martell. Martell has tried to attack Mel's motherhood. We see those kids over there living the grand, luxurious life. We see Mel taking the kids on vacations and all of that. We see all of that when it comes to the kids, and we don't see anything when it comes to Martell. But Martell came out here and said, "But no, Ariana, she's a good mother. She's a good mother." So same thing. Attack Mel's motherhood just like Gilbert did Laura, suing her and taking her to court. We know Mel and Martell would have never ended up in court if Martell didn't file the first time. Mel did not want the courts involved. Mel did not take him for child support. None of that. He marched down to that courthouse. Same thing Martell said, Laura said, Gilbert kept saying every time court was over, she lost. She lost. Martell has said that to Tasha K and anybody that would listen. Identical. Again, pulling out tapes in court and say, look, she's sleeping with him, sleeping with that. This person or that person. Martell didn't have a tape, but Martell said that, everything that was going on in Mel's house. How would he know? But he took that to court. Same way. So I don't know. Will Carlos, and we'll have to talk about this at another time. Will Carlos finally believe Mel? Since he has so much empathy and sympathy for Laura, will Carlos take action? Can he admit one day that everything that Laura mentioned, and I mean everything, Martell has done to Mel? I doubt it. I doubt it. 438 likes, and we was over 800. Hit the likes, guys. Venice, she said she love her daddy, child. Daddy told her to shop. Daddy told her to stop. I got all these devices. Oh my God. We have to recognize that Laura is not Mel. She was not the breadwinner, not a success like Mel. Her experience was still with a narcissistic ex, an ex who uses the children to hurt her and more. Facts. So I'm all to that last part. I don't see how anybody can go or feel, the first part, Bravo. But you're right. No, that wasn't the nature of this video. Two different types of women, period. When she talked about reviewing Love Mirror, Townsville, she didn't know it wouldn't be live. Yeah, because remember they started recording in advance. And I think Heavenly likes the live aspect of it as well. And with Carlos making the decision to go live after Heavenly decided months ago to leave, then I think that played a part in it as well. Good point. Okay. Hey Neva P, we out of here, child. This live was so emotional because just thinking about Melody Cherie, if she in the chat or listen to the replay, I got my sweatshirt. They not like us. Okay, Victoria. They not like us. I think CK has been confronted about how unprofessional he has been and possible lawsuits that he can be in. Okay. I'm gonna scroll down so I could see if anybody. Yes, we know Contessa been on go when it comes to Heavenly. So, I think Heavenly got a lot that was thrown to her probably when they filmed Married to Medicine. I think she probably was under stress and duress for a number of reasons. Thank you. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you. Yeah, I think she was under stress for a number of reasons. I think Heavenly is definitely tougher than that, got tough skin and all of the above. And I definitely just don't, that's just me personally. If it happened by whomever, because we will never know who, I do agree. That's too far, for me. That's too far. But I think Heavenly would have handled that in a different way as well. That's her business. You know what I mean? And I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't. Yes, to Sarah. Yes, and the sad part is, it's still ongoing. You know what I mean? When it comes to the custody case, that's now into 2025. Damn, they've been divorced 5 years by that time. Enough is enough. And Martell should want peace in his life. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. And yeah, just stop. Stop the nonsense. The difference when it comes, Gilbert didn't want all them kids staying with him. So Laura had primary custody of the kids. I have to go back and watch because Carlos asked if he's giving her child support. She said back in the day he was giving her $7,000 a month. I'm assuming that may have increased, but a couple of those kids are in college and gone and all of that. But at least she was able to control, you know what I mean, that part. She said that the kids, and Martella experienced this, the kids got to the age of 18, a couple of them, and they wanted to know the truth. And I can guarantee you guys this. I don't know, but I feel it. Mel is not telling her kids all the gory details and the BS and the whole Ariane of it all and all of that. She's not telling those kids all of that stuff. And, Laura said a lot of stuff she didn't say when they were underage. But when them kids get older, they are going to want to know. And the mom's got a right to tell them. You really do think that ain't no telling, child. Thank you, Aunt Debbie. Thank you. But yeah, anyway, thank you. Let me play Spectator. If you are in the bushes, please hit the like button for me.
Y'all came here to be spectate, whatever the word is. I probably want to respect that.
We respect you being in the bushes, but hit the like button. Also, cuties, make sure that you are still subscribed. YouTube is tripping. Also, in the comment section, I am going to put my backup channel as well as my Patreon. Cuties, what's today? Tuesday. We will have Let Loose Lounge. Well, we haven't Let Loose Lounge Friday. Don't forget the new episodes of Love and Mirror. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have our flashback episode Thursday. Flashback and the Let Loose Lounge. You guys know we get over there and discuss whatever. We're gonna do that Thursday evening, and then Saturday we'll have our live watch party of the mid-season premiere of Love in Maritinsville and our discussion. That's my whole point, Nikki. I'm going to end it on Nikki's comment. So wait, Mel's mental health doesn't count? He said he didn't want to cause no mental health issues with Heavenly. Mel's doesn't count? Oh, I'm so sick of these devices. Great question. Oh my goodness, everything is going off over here. Child, I'm a disabled Siri. Everything going off. But that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? So I am hoping that, again, that there was a a very, very big discussion at that reunion. And Mel already let it be known on that girls' trip, she ain't got to say ish. And she really shouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? She really shouldn't have to. So that's the only part that I agree with. I don't think that it's worth calling folks' jobs and businesses and all of that. But a lot of stuff has happened to Mel. I didn't want to put a but behind it. And I'm still not going to put a but behind that. Don't do it. If you're a cutie, But yeah, she can't control that. And I do think it's going to come up at that reunion. And I think Mel let loose. I think Mel also let loose on Carlos because she let it be known in her TikTok live that she didn't like what was going on over there on Messy Mondays. And I think that's why he has a softer tune for now. A little softer tune. Hey, Terry, babe. Hey. Just think if Martell was smart and went about his life peacefully, he would not be facing 4 more potential prosecutions. Allegedly, is he? Child, I know it's a couple. Anyway, guys, it is what? 11:36 Eastern, 10:37, 11:37, 10:37 Central, 8:37 my time. I thank you guys. If I did not see your comment, please make sure to drop down in the comment section of the live after it's over and put your thoughts there so we can discuss. Totally agree. Totally agree. Ooh, Nikki, you bringing up all the deep because pumpkin head. That's all I could say. Don't get me started on her. We'll be here all night. Nikki, you're a cutie crew. We'll talk about it Thursday night, y'all. Let me take a picture of this comment because that was so hurtful. And yeah, your girl would have been in jail. That's all I gotta say. That's where I would have been. But we out of here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Venice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to my cutie mods, my sisters, Pink Diva, Linda Gamble, Aunt Debbie. I think that was all when it comes to the mods tonight. Shout out to my other 2 mods, Tyra and Lutzwan. Shout out to the cutie crew. I will see you guys Thursday, members only. And then Saturday, Let Loose Lounge. I cannot wait to see this episode. So until then, I hope you guys have a great night. Get some rest. Vote. If you haven't already, please vote. We have 1 week from today. And I think I'll be over there on Patreon with a live watch party election night. If my nerves, we claiming it. But vote, please vote. Early voting ends and is probably ending by the end of this week, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of states, if you don't do early voting by Thursday or Friday, I believe, then you got to wait until election day. Go and get it over with. Make your voices be heard. Vote. All right. So I'm out of here. My throat is getting dry, so I better shut up all this talking. But again, I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. With QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat. chit chat,